Greetings and welcome to a Monday edition of the Shotgun Start. It is November 17th. Andy, how we doing?
Brendan, we're doing wonderful. It is Victory Monday. What a good day to talk about golf, too.
Why is it Victory Monday?
Bears are 7-3. Another W.
Incredible.
Caleb Williams now has 5 game-winning drives. This one, I laugh. You know, this is like a golf accounting game-winning drive. They returned a kick a long way. They ran 3 straight runs, and he gets credited with the game-winning drive.
I've been in the car most of the day, so the pictures don't count for me. I'll take the stats. I did hear Cairo Santos put it right through the uprights. I did hear the jubilant call, but I don't know any of the details. So congrats on your Victory Monday. And then the call was you might be in first place by the NFC North by the end of the night.
Maybe.
Incredible. Good.
It's incredible. It's incredible. And Aaron Rodgers is hurt. So next week we get Mason Rudolph.
Like legit hurt. I'm totally blind. You guys just informed me Shedeur is in the game, so I'm coming in blind. Incredible. Yeah. He's apparently throwing it to the other team with great success with Shedeur. Whether they catch it or not is every time. That's great. You got Mason Rudolph.
I'm kind of disappointed. I needed Rodgers to come in. I felt like we needed to bury the ghost of Aaron Rodgers, needed to be vanquished for our team to really move on.
Can I get your guys' impartial third-party assessment of the early Shedeur era as someone who hasn't seen a play yet? PJ and Andy, please.
It's bad. It's real bad. It's not good. Completed his first pass and then promptly got sacked on 3rd and 8, fumbled the ball without realizing he fumbled the ball. And Kyle Hamilton immediately found the camera and did the little wristwatch celebration. Next possession threw a pick. It's not good.
He just almost threw it again to Kyle Hamilton, who dropped it and punted the ball away because he was so mad that he dropped such an easy interception.
He got the people going, though. He came off the sideline. He's like whooping it up.
When he went into the game?
They were so excited.
Oh, my God. I'm sure. I can't tell you how many times I've seen this scene in my lifetime. When Johnny first came in off the sideline, Johnny Manziel, this just has happened before. I want
to be clear. At this point, the Browns are winning the game.
They are.
This is Dylan Gabriel was doing enough.
Barely. They fumbled the punt inside the 10, and they only got 3 points out of it and got a pick 6. The Dylan Gabriel, that accounts for 10 of their 16 points.
He's doing enough. He was okay. He was fine.
I can't wait for the crushing loss. All right. I'm happy for your Bears, legitimately. Somebody's got to redeem this podcast. At least you're going to have meaningful football around Christmas. It might be soul-crushing, but it'll be meaningful.
You know what? This is what you sign up for. You just want to have a chance. You just want to be in the mix. I don't think we're good, but we've got our probably 2 best defensive players coming back next week. It sounds like so. Maybe our defense won't be bad, and we'll move on. But hey, let's talk about maybe the event of the year in golf. Butterfield. Butterfield delivered. Butterfield was awesome, so awesome. I think I honestly I think it actually took the wind out of the sails at the start of the kickoff.
The wind.
People were more locked into Butterfield than NFL kickoff at noon.
You think when the numbers come out, the Nielsen numbers come out, there might be a little bit of a residual drop off because Butterfield cut into it?
I just know that of the golf sickos, they weren't talking football; they were talking Butterfield, and that doesn't happen very much in the fall.
This event. It shouldn't exist. Let's be clear. Let's stipulate for the record.
Hold on.
Okay.
I think you can make an argument after this year that because this event can produce what happened on Sunday, it has the potential to produce Sunday. This event should be a signature event.
Everybody get the top guys in the world to Bermuda. All right. So for the audience, okay, Adam Schenk won. Adam Schenk won barely by the skin of his teeth. He couldn't putt. He's been putting one-handed because he's a little shaky with the putter. It consumes his thoughts, but it's too windy He's forced to go because literally the wind's going to blow the putter out of his hand if he goes with a one-handed grip. That's how windy it was. So he's got to go to the dreaded two-handed putting, and misses on 17.
That was a great putt. He had a great putt on 17. Honestly,
it was
great putt
on a par 5. And he said that after the round. He goes, my putt on 17 was better than the one he made on 18. That was 4.5, 5 feet.
Yeah.
To make a par to win, to close the deal with guys waiting to take him to a playoff. Schenk is your winner. Why was this the event of the year? Why are you suggesting it should go up to Siggy level?
I mean, it was blowing 40. It was incredible.
Sustained. Correct? Sustained.
Right off the ocean. 15 and 16 were two of the hardest holes I've seen all year. 16, they played up on 16, and it still was eating their lunch. I think, to get back to Schenk, what I love about golf tournaments, this guy, I loved the quote. Did you read the quote? I should write down all of my putting thoughts so I could look back at them in 10 years and laugh at myself. I think this perfectly describes playing golf for a living. All the things that go through your head about this silly, stupid game. But what's beautiful about 72-hole stroke play is that if you want to win, you have to face your demons right. You have to stare them right in the face and squash them. And he had this on 17. He could have closed the door. He had a great putt. The wind kind of it was so windy. Putting was the hardest part of maybe yesterday's round. Putting was insanely hard. And he hits this great putt, and it just doesn't break because the wind holds it out and it lips out. And then on 18, he has another 4.5 footer, which is just nightmare fuel if you feel shaky about your putting. And he makes it, and he stares it down. But why? The shot making was incredible.
Full disclosure, I was driving from D.C. to Pinehurst. I'm in Pinehurst, so I had it on the whole way. So I was more acutely aware of all audio, of everything, right? And I'm watching it. I want to be safe. Don't want to also get popped by Moore County people. Who's your attorney that you had, Buzzy or something? Or
what is this?
Butch. Okay. I knew it was a B. Butch. I didn't want, so it was half eyes on the road, half eyes watching. You're acutely aware of all the audio, locked in. And just all the caddy combos were fascinating, playing in this wind. Sustained wind. Filet on the call. We love Filet. He was excellent. Was Savaricas. And what you just referenced, shot making, right? You had to think about it, and you were almost making educated guesses. And sometimes your educated guesses, you just hit the wrong choice in the multiple choice. You hit the wrong button. You're like, I think it could be this. And you hit the wrong one. You're like, whoops, nope, you're popped. And just to listen to him I could low hard hook this one into 18, right? We're talking 100-yard shot here. They're just totally on the fritz. Or the worm burner shot, the hole before, where he hit it, less than 4 feet off the ground and almost hit Kanaya's ball. Just listening to how them go through this process with his caddy, the doubt, are you sure? I don't think it's helping. I don't think there's help. Are you sure this is enough? Then he has to hit it so hard he airmails it, or he goes over on 18. Just listening to the process and then the execution, or even lack thereof, of having to hit real shots like you talked about.
The Schenk. So I think this was where you could see some experience too. Schenk went to this basically just punch shot that he was just hitting way extra club, and I think that this is how wily veterans play in the wind. And he's just taking way extra clubs, keeping all the spin off the ball and hitting these little flighted punches. Mm-hmm. He hit one, I can't remember what hole, with a 4-iron. It was incredible. But he played that way basically, I think, from 13 on. He basically just hit this one shot. Most of the guys were hitting it up in the air and it's getting tossed. I thought the way he played 17 was incredible.
Yeah.
He had the one shot lead on a par 5, short par 5. and he just went like punch. I think it was a 3 or a 4 iron, punch 3 or 4 iron, and then this layup. So it's like a 500-yard hole. And without wind, this is just driver, 9 iron for these guys.
All right.
He has to go 4 iron, and then the layup area was so narrow, and he's hitting it with a hard right to left crosswind. And it's got to be a 20-yard wide layup area. And he hits another like little punch flighted 4 iron right down there. And then he hits an unbelievable wedge to a couple feet. And that's where he missed the putt. I thought the way he played 17, I was really worried after he didn't make that putt. He looked so dejected on the 18th tee, but he held it together, hit a great tee shot there. And I just was so impressed. This was such a fun Sunday. I did not expect.
Well, this is, think about if I told you at the start of the year or September 1st that Adam Schenk at Butterfield, like the name, the combo of the event, like Schenk, let's be fair. We once did a bit here called the Schenk lineup where we made our Instagram followers have to pick who Adam Schenk was out of a lineup with other, kind of rank and file, to put it nicely, PGA Tour. And like, this is the guy we put as a stand-in. And he's a good player. He's made East Lake without winning. First win. Congrats to him. He goes from 134th to 67th. But, this, I think, is where the PGA Tour, we talk about how, I'm not going to suggest Port Royal matters or the venues matter, but we're like, if you want to really serve your audience that cares the most, maybe it's not always about like the PIP standings. Maybe the people who could go preach about like, this is cool, this is good, you should watch, you should be interested. It's not always about necessarily the PIP standings or the biggest purse. And like, whatever. Can you call on wind every weekend? No, but this made Adam Schenk in a sleepy, like lower stakes in the bigger picture fall event a thrilling Sunday watch during football.
It was amazing. Elements are undefeated for golf. I think that's something that if you were going to create a list of things that fans really like, they like watching the best players in the world play in really tough conditions. That is, and I don't want to see it every single week. But what you saw this week was a set of skills that you rarely see when you're playing in the southeast portion of the United States, where you saw real shots, and as you described, like the caddy conversations of, should I hard hook this into this wind? Mm-hmm. Should I hit a 4 iron or should I try and hit a full 7 iron? Like, these are not usually questions that the best players in the world are asking themselves. It's often, hey, what wedge, should I hit this wedge 3/4 or should I hit the other wedge full?
So I was thinking about this on the way down. Should the fall slate, so we got lava golf, which is interesting. There's real penalty, the lava rock golf. We have the Butterfield, which consistently delivers, I think, at least a day like this, usually. Maybe it's Thursday morning. All 4 days are going to have some wind, but then you usually get a kooky one like today. Should the fall just be one form of test to the, I don't want to say extreme, but very, very distinct, and just go around to whatever? I don't know what the other options are for this, like lawn and narrow or just or links golf or what, but like you have good event in lava golf, good event today for the diehards, people listening to this podcast. Could you make something of the fall schedule? God, these aren't the pampered Fs. These aren't the guys that are going to complain about a pin placement at TPC River Highlands or Muirfield Village. These are the guys that like, hey, we're giving you an opportunity to play for a card, to play for signature Aon 10. You will take this wind. You will take these lava rocks and like it. And maybe that's what they should just do with the fall.
I mean, the real thing is they just have to make sure that Michael Brennan doesn't play his way into the top 50 next year. I agree, though. I don't think this is going to be a preposterous comparison.
Oh, God.
But should the tour somehow set up its schedule so that there's like circuits like Mario Kart where
like the
Like
Flower
you have
Cup.
like your very basic circuit, which could be like TPC Craig Ranch, Louisiana.
Oh, I'm liking this. You might be onto something here. I like this.
I don't want to be disrespectful to Colonial. I'm gonna put Colonial in there. Like that's like one part of the season is that circuit. But then you could get really wacky. You could play like Bermuda deserves to be in one of these circuits as like it's 6,800 yards. You get the boost stopper winning sometimes, BG Brian Gay. But sometimes you get these like crazy weather. Like it's regularly like that down there.
Yes.
And you get this just insane wind that these guys have to play with because it's a golf course that's on a tiny island in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. And it's awesome. But like maybe that's the idea is you start to circuit it up and you have these stretches and then you like crown champions of little circuits.
I mean, I felt horrible. Braden Thornberry is just getting blown away in the way he's in the final group. He shot 80. I was so excited to have him back. He went to 22nd. He was in the final group, barely hung on to the top 25. That was out there. That possibility was out there, and a thrill to watch Schenk kind of work.
Who shot the low round of the day?
Who? It had to be a crafty veteran. No, a junk baller.
Camilo Villegas.
Oh, of course. Love it.
Like, makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, veteran, has all the shots in the world. Probably, honestly, one of the three oldest players in the field.
I love that. He won this, right? Wasn't this the one he won 2 years ago now? I think this is when he came close at Mexico or something the week before.
His low round was 67.
Yeah. Right. Great. Any other straight thoughts from the Butterfield? Just a good event.
I was appalled at how few of the young players knew how to hit the shot that Schenk was hitting around.
Do you have anyone you want to call on the carpet specifically, or just generally speaking?
Just generally speaking.
People throwing it up into the wind. Just throwing it up there.
I really enjoyed Kanaya playing without the hat.
Yeah, that was funny.
I enjoyed. I mean, Hoshino just got absolutely eviscerated down the stretch. That was it looked like he might win. It got to that par 3, and it was curtains for him. I love the Pennzoil logo on Adam Schenk's shirt. I wonder, how much oil he sells. Does Pennzoil only do oil changes? Is that what?
I have like a NASCAR team. No, I don't know. That's their big thing. Oil changes.
I just wanted to clarify. I had one thing written down. Did you see the quotes? People are probably wondering about the one-handed putting.
Okay.
And he couldn't. So you said, as you mentioned, it was too windy. So just been putting mostly one-handed. This week today it was too windy. This is from Saturday. Too windy at times when we were protected from the wind. I could use one hand. So if the green was sheltered, he could
go within the
one-handed.
round, within the same round, he's going 1 to 2. All right, incredible. Love that.
I could use one hand, and I hit a lot of nice putts. Had a couple lip outs. I don't think I made any today with one hand, but I would put the left hand just barely on top. So it was basically like putting right-handed. So when he goes one hand, he just putted right-handed.
And just the left's just a little bit
barely on there for some stability in the wind.
Like shooting a basketball almost, right? Just like a little guide hand, or maybe even less than that. That's incredible. A good watch. Who knew it? The Butterfield Bermuda, an incredible event.
Hey, do you know another way you could protect yourself from the wind?
God, I was trying to cue one up. You got me. You came over the top and flipped it on me. What's another way
to protect yourself from the wind is to have some good apparel. Now, our friends at beachready.com, they've got like your regular clothes all covered, but their sister brand or brother brand, whichever one you want to call it, Zero Restriction, has loads of wind stopping gear. The good news is if you're looking for a nice hoodie, a nice sweatshirt, a nice vest, whatever it may be, SGS 30 works both places.
It does, but I got something better for you.
How to cross the...
Pay attention now, people.
This just come across your desk?
It just came across my desk. Pay attention. SGS Friday 35. SGS Friday 35.
Friday, like the day.
Yes, like Friday.
SGS.
The day.
Friday 35. God, that's a lot to remember.
35% off. Now, I think you could probably still use SGS 30 if you want. If you want to just forfeit that extra 5%, that'll work.
If you can't remember the SGS Friday 35, you can always go SGS 30.
That's a good chunk of change. ZeroRestriction.com, BeadReady.com. It works at both. I have my Zero, the puffy vest here on fried egg. It's like in hunter green, ready for a couple days down here at Pine. I got the rain
gear.
You're
wetting your beak down there.
Tyson hoodie. I've got a Tyson hoodie. I've got the Zach Blair, the Blair half zip. I've got all sorts of stuff. I'm stocked up. Great Liam and Jack Polo season. It's Black Friday. Starts early. I know. I'm fighting a losing battle here. I will still rage against all our partners and suggest it shouldn't start this early, but I'm fighting the losing battle. I've accepted. Go Black Friday, SGS Friday 35 at ZeroRestriction.com and BeadReady.com. Thanks to them for their long support throughout the history of this podcast. Their fall stuff's awesome. The Dratty's fall stuff is classy. Very, very good. And now you can get 35% off with SGS Friday 35.
They got some new stuff I'm very interested in.
I'm very, very interested. Good stuff. All right. Let's get to the DP World Tour. We'll go to Dubai. Matty Fitz.
You know, in a normal week, this would have been the lead thing we're talking about.
Yeah, seriously.
But Butterfield just came over the top, ruined the Rory celebration.
The DP World Tour can't catch a break. Butterfield and Adam Schenk come in over the top. Matt Fitzpatrick wins the instant DP World Tour Championship. The race to Dubai is won by Rory McIlroy, who lost in a playoff to Matty Fitz with a bogey 6 on the extra playoff hole. Fitz wins with the par. Rory gets in it with an eagle on 18. Fitz was like... When he teed off, I was like, well, this is going to be an eagle. Not before he hit a 5-wood to like an incredible 5-wood to the middle, to within makeable range. But when he teed off, I was like, well, I think Rory's going to eagle here. We're going to have to do a playoff. For a November 16th DP World Tour event on the other side of the world, I'm losing my internet. This is exactly what you'd want. This is exactly what you would draw up. You've got Ludwig, Laurie Cantor, Laurie Cantor, and Fleetwood on the range, waiting to warming up for a potential playoff. You have Rory bombing in eagles to force a playoff. He's got the race to Dubai. You have Fitz. You have RNP going 5 under. Rasmus Niergaard through his last 5. This is incredible DP World Tour theater. An amazing confluence of events and names. I know it's a smaller field, and these guys who play well here seem to always play well. Fitz has won there now 3 times. Rory's done it a bunch. Incredible early morning golf.
To clarify, RMP Rasmus Niergaard Peterson, star at Oakmont. God, yeah. I even wrote about him.
You wrote a newsletter
such a
segment.
Big part of Oakmont. But the Rasmus Niergaard Peterson, he needed to play the last 5 under to earn a PGA Tour card. So to get his card, to finish in that top 10 of the list, he needed to play the last 5 under, and he's playing with Rory. And he goes eagle, birdie, par, birdie, birdie, finish to get it done. So he plays it 5 under to get it done.
It gets one of the last spots, top 10 guys, deep race to Dubai, get a PGA Tour card, can play both tours. This is as good as you could draw it up. Rory was emotional about passing Seve, so he talked to Seve's wife before he went out there. Fitz, did not have a good year. The first half of the year comes on extremely strong, plays his way onto the Ryder Cup team, plays extra events, after the end of East Lake per Luke Donald's request, and then closes it with his third DP World Tour Championship. It was really good theater. I think, one thing I kept thinking about is we've spent so much oxygen and time in golf the last 4 or 5 years about like how to fix things, how to improve things, how you have to change this. And of course, the DP World Tour is beset with problems and hard realizations. Whatever today was, I don't think they want to change what they have with this. I don't know, like maybe they could do it in October or something, but like this is what you want. Don't change this.
I mean, how do they get more of these players playing there more often? And the only answer is money, and they don't have any money. The PGA Tour is backstopping them.
I think you have
So I don't think it's possible.
No.
Is the answer.
No. But don't change this, except that you have a great sort of November two-step in the Mideast. And as long as these guys keep coming, the Ryder Cuppers, you probably get a few more Americans, hopefully. Patrick Reed, but Billy Ho, I don't know. Maybe someone takes a chance and goes over there. I don't think you'd want to change much about what they have had happen at this event over the last 5 years or so. I think like the hard realization is, and I don't want to do another cross-sport comp here, is what happened on the DP World Tour from like in the 80s and 90s, early 90s, is just a unicorn. It's an era that's not coming back. And of course, the people who are around for it are still here. And a lot of the media who covered it are still here. And there's some bad faith actors who like want to just stir the pot up and say, go to, the DP World Tour has been hollowed out. Like, it's like a college football program that had like a great run. But the reality of the situation is that is not the current state of play, right? That's not the way the sport works anymore. Like, you're not running the triple option with Tommy Frazier and Lincoln anymore. They had an incredible run, and the people who were there for it pine for that. And like, it's always been a little bit, not a feeder tour. It had more of its identity. I just think like when we talk about how much it's been railroaded and changed and it's a feeder tour, we tend to sort of prop up an unrealistic stretch, a stretch that's no longer realistic, that's no longer attainable, that's never coming back as some sort of end goal, and that's not possible. Is that a fair characterization?
Yeah, I think it has to, if it's going to exist, it has to evolve, though, from what it is today.
Sure.
It can still have its highlights of these moments where they come together and they have all the guys.
Yeah. And identity.
What are the other 30 weeks of the year would be my big question. A thought on Fitz. One of the more crazy years from an OWGR standpoint. He started the year 43rd in OWGR. After the Truist, or after the PGA, he was 85th, or PGA week, he was 85th in the world. And then after today, he's 24th in the world.
It's incredible. Up and down roller coaster. He's a class player. Yeah. The fact that it got so bad, I think, is more surprising than the fact that he's back to 24th, I think. Any comment on Rory? Obviously, like...
Year of Rory. Even though Scotty had this incredible year, I think from like a career legacy standpoint, Rory's year, and this is not fair to Scotty because Scotty's just, he's just starting his Hall of Fame career, like relatively young in it. But Rory's at this stage where these things just start stacking up, and you look at next year, he's got the chance to tie for the most race to Dubai, whatever that, European Tour
Order
money
Merit,
list effective
something.
titles is what it is.
Yep.
And he has a chance to tie Monty for the most in the history of that prestigious tour. And And, you think about the Irish Open win, the Masters win, the Pebble Beach win, winning at Pebble Beach for the first time in his career, the Players getting a second Players win. These are all huge, huge things to his legacy as a player. Incredible achievement. And it was cool to see kind of him talk about Seve, get emotional, just because, there are different, he got emotional because, Seve was his father's favorite player who got him into the sport. And, certain things, especially I think as you get into your late 30s and 40s, make you more emotional. And I think, that's not something that would have probably gotten him emotional when he was 28.
No.
It's something that as you start to age and you start to see the end, I think things mean more. And I think that's what's one of the cool things about where Rory is in his career. He's still playing at an extraordinarily high level. I mean, you take, it's like Scotty, a little bit of a golf, Rory, and then a really big golf to the next best player in the world. And, you just, I think as a golf world, we should savor the next couple years because, you don't know when the edge of the cliff is. And we saw it with DJ it might have been DJ inflicted, but it felt like DJ was just going to keep going and, he's been irrelevant. So I think, it's fun and especially golf, you want these generational superstars, and you got to savor it when you get them because they don't come very often.
Yeah, and he's now we kind of knew that already, but this year is an accounting for that. Obviously, this year is a bullet after bullet after bullet of career Grand Slam. Paul McGinley said pretty unequivocally he's the greatest European player of all time, after adding another Race to Dubai title today. So yeah, it's. I thought it was incredible last week. I spoke about how he just was so far back, but still grinding for an Abu Dhabi win. To fall one shot short there, kind of locked, but helped him this week. It all helps him, and to see what it means. I want to be clear. My earlier point, doesn't mean the DP World Tour, European Tour is meaningless or hollowed out. It's just the people who argue for it could go back to the days of Seve and Woozy and Ollie and Monty, Sandy Lyle. That is not a reality anymore. That doesn't mean that you're going to have this core of guys who are all there this week still gunning for achievements, gunning for orders of merit, gunning for accomplishments, away Ryder Cups, home Ryder Cups. It still needs to exist. That doesn't mean it should give up. I just meant you kind of need to do away with the romanticizing an era that's not coming back. And so I think finding whatever that ground is, I think today is a pretty good proof of concept of something that can be really good and meaningful. And how do you do that in a more, measured and limited way going forward? One thing.
Maybe the European Tour should play 15 events a year.
Yeah. Or just accept there's going to be a lot of bad ones. There's just going to be a lot of bad events through the calendar. They do have 10 quote unquote graduates. I don't know if that's a disrespectful term. They did not address
that is such a disrespectful term.
Well,
is that what they called them?
No. I saw someone refer to it as that. They didn't address this much on the broadcast. And I saw people complaining about it. Yeah, they didn't want to talk about hey man, these guys are peacing out. They didn't want to talk. It is an interesting dynamic of the final round, but I suspect the DP World Tour broadcasters and production aren't gonna, hoot and holler about the guys who are going to probably leave. Now they say they're going to play both tours, which I think is a good and fair and accurate enough summation, and a more benign one, a gentler one. But this was a great game within the game. We already referred to RNP, Rasmus Niergaard Peterson, who went 5 under through 5 to get one of those last spots. We'll go through the full list. Marco Penge, E. No surprise there. No surprise there. A great year for Marco Penge. Rory Cantor, the recanter, emotional. Went to live. Now I'm back.
I it'd be great if the tour popped him with a year suspension.
Just for reasons. I think he's done his time since his last Magic Stick.
Did he officially sit out the year?
I think so.
They let him. He played the Players. They let him in the Players.
That's true.
Yeah. God, he should just bring out an old Magic Stick hat or something for an event next year. The recanter is back on. He's fully recanted and now a member on the PGA Tour. Second, Christopher Raitan, Adrian Sadier, Alex Noren, John Perry, Houghton Lee. Talk about a guy who's been up and down and seen the bottom, and he's got the big Golf Channel games coming up. I know that, but he's back on the tour.
Love Houghton Lee back on the PGA Tour.
Got emotional. I wonder if he's going to prep for the Golf Channel games for that team competition more than he did for the Peak Cup. Take that more seriously. Houghton Lee, Kaida Nakajima, RNP, and then last but not least, by the skin of his teeth, after missing by a shot or missing the last spot last year, Jordan Smith. Jordan Smith gets the 10th spot. Will he be the best Jordan on the PGA Tour next year?
I was going to ask.
I knew you were.
Big game within the game going into next year. Smith versus Smith. Good, big for Shanksy. He's got Big Shot Bob and Smith on the same tour.
Very good. Very good. I think this is a nice quirk, a nice carrot. Do you think this is just hollows out your tour? Everybody I talk to with strong European Tour connections are like, oh, yep, now we get to just see them go. Like, worst policy, worst idea ever. We're just going to send these guys away, 10 best guys this season, get rid of them. But I think it's a way to keep the alliance a little bit strong and understand these guys will patronize the DP World Tour a little bit next year.
A little bit, but not much.
Or they might come right back by Thurston or Mateo. Who knows?
What was the guy we did? Paul Waring coming back.
Oh, man.
Guess he was hurt.
The 24,000. Yeah, he got hurt at the Genesis. But, I mean, there was golf before the Genesis Scottish Open, I think. Anyways, that's your DP World Tour.
There was?
I think. I got to check. Anything else on the DP World Tour?
So Daniel Brown, Angels and Demons was the first fan out. Would have been ripping heaters on the PGA Tour.
Didn't crack the code. Thought he had it, but just barely got there.
Would have been big win for the PGA Tour social team.
What? Just smoking content?
Yeah.
God. That's your DP World Tour. Good watch. Good golf on both sides of the pond this week. I guess Dubai is also on the pond, other side of the pond technically. What else do we have? Champions Tour, PJ, the Alker boy spit the bit.
Alker boy, I don't want to call it a choke, but kind of faltered middle of the round today. Got chased down by Stu Cink, who wins his first ever Schwab Cup. First time since 2017 that the winner of the championship also wins the Schwab Cup. Don't have a 2 trophies situation. One guy gets them all.
Can I just be also, I meant to bring that up. I didn't feel like I was being, like some sort of war crime was being committed as they had to give Matt Fitzpatrick and Rory McIlroy trophies. And they both got to speak glowingly about each other and talk about their achievement. Like, I didn't feel like, I had to learn Mandarin all of a sudden to figure out what was going on. Like, another blow to the shadow leaderboard with the DP World Tour. So at Phoenix Country Club, we got a double dip. Is that what you're saying, PJ?
Yeah, first time since 2017 that there was no 2 trophy celebration. Had one guy taking home all the hardware. So I have to ask, is this what Ryder Cup USA needs in a leader? Somebody that has won the big one. Can Stu Cink parlay this into what he has called, a dream job for him?
What's that dream job?
The Ryder Cup. This is what he was on Golf Channel all week campaigning for the Ryder Cup captaincy.
And now he won.
I mean, He's out there. He's going for it. I mean, is Don Ray in charge? I'm not. We're not going to talk about him. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. That was a fun listen to in the car as well. I mean, Zinger for me at this point is like Charles Barkley. Like, he can say whatever he wants. I'm just going to enjoy it.
There was so much. It was basically every hole somebody was putting into a thimble. Pretty much every single hole.
He's like Barkley. I know he's not providing the highest level of analysis and insight of the modern game, but he can say whatever he wants, and I will enjoy it.
Jerry Kelly really goes out there and shoots from the hip. Got that one probably 5 times today.
And then you had the Cookie Monster. He called Alker a bulldog. The guy hates bogeys more than anyone on the. Like, well, that didn't play out real prescient. But all right, good Champions Tour minute there. Anything else from Phoenix?
Well, I was going to just say we expected Cink to go down there and just dominate right away.
Yeah,
when he went down there, and look at it. There's a time you got to adjust. People think Tiger's going to go down there and push these guys around. Took Stu Cink some time to get to the top of the mountain. You got to put in the work, right?
A lot of Tiger chatter.
That was such a nothing burger that got nucleared and washed through the aggregation machine. That if anybody looked at the original thing, it was a Shoepak tweet about Shoepak story, right?
Yes.
About
what is the Champions Tour prepared? And then you have Billy Andrade being like, I don't know, this might actually kill us because does the PGA? He went like full conspiracy brain. He was like, does the PGA Tour want the few times Tiger is going to play golf competitively to be on the Champions Tour, or a sponsor exemption into the Genesis? It's like, well, probably. You would rather have him play on the PGA Tour. And then there was a lot of conspiracies in the article about, does the Champions Tour even need the PGA Tour? Can they go off on their own?
No, that was proposed.
That was proposed.
Okay, all right. Just a one-way ticket to Chapter 9 or bankruptcy. Get out of here. All right.
He was like, somebody, I forget who the quote was, but it was mentioned in the article somewhere that, like, what if Ernie and VJ and especially Tiger, but even the guys that just play week to week, like, are these bigger names than some PGA Tour events? You're looking around at the Fall or like Detroit or anything like that. It's like, they seem to believe they got something here.
It got put through the aggregation machine to be like, PGA Tour officials are worried that Tiger Champions Tour events will overwhelm or overshadow. Yes. That just is not. I don't think they're talking about that yet, but maybe I'm wrong.
I think they might be talking about that.
They were. I mean, Shoepak even said there's going to be a rush of people canceling their hotel rooms in Charlotte the week of the Truist if Tiger's going to go play the Insperity in Houston. I mean,
that's 6 writers canceling hotel rooms to go to Houston.
Well, I think now that everybody is going to come to the Champions Tour, now that Tiger's coming, I think everybody should have to fill out a questionnaire about, like, what do you know about Ricardo Gonzalez before you actually get to cover the Champions Tour.
PJ, I think you should circulate the Champions Tour questionnaire.
Yourself. You think I should do it? Okay.
Yeah. You could be the gatekeeper.
Yeah, I'm just saying, some people Will Knights is tweeting at me, why am I watching the Champions Tour finals? It's literally my job. Have to be prepared for this.
We're gonna get out of here quickly. My Wi-Fi is on the fritz here. Any
Buzzball
or Colin? PJ, was there? Do you have confirmation? You're doing research.
There was the Colin fun run happened. I could not confirm that the inflatable was in attendance based on the limited media coverage I could see. But we did have one listener who was tweeting photos at us. The Buzzball activations were not there. However, there were dollar beers this year.
Dollar beers? What a steal.
That's like 10-cent beer night back in the day. That's asking for trouble.
Yeah.
Jeez. All right. So no Buzzballs, but there was a Colin fun run. All right. Thank you for your report. You were digging more than you should have on that today. I understand. LPGA Lynn Grant wins the Annika, presented by Gainbridge, driven at the Pelican, or whatever it's called. Congrats to her. She kind of cruised over Jennifer Kupcho, was solo second. Gabby Lopez also in the mix. Kai Trump finished DFL as we expected. We talked about that a good bit on Friday. Shot a 75 on Friday.
Brooke Henderson got a 2-year Lambo lease for a hole one.
What?
She got a hole one, a 2-year Lambo lease.
How many people do you think wear Skechers, drive Lambos? What's the overlap there? The Venn diagram. Is she still a Skechers person? No, I might be misspeaking here. But 2-year Lambo lease?
Yeah.
At just like a November event? Okay.
Also, update, Shador has the ball.
Oh, no.
On the 35, 2:31 left, down a touchdown.
Our 35 or the Ravens 35?
Ravens 35. Oh, big completion.
Oh, my God. No.
You're down to the 40. You're down to the Ravens 40.
It's not going to end well. I'm just going to stipulate you can play this on your Monday morning or Sunday nights. This is not ending well. All right? I'm just getting it on the record. Congrats to Lynn Grant. News. There's
congrats to Brooke Henderson. You know?
Congrats on the new Lambo. News. Not a lot of news other than Justin Thomas had microdiscectomy and is out for a back surgery and is out for a TBD amount of time. Is very ambiguously and acceptably so, of course, that he will just miss some events at the start of 2026. Feels like that could be longer. That's a tough one. The people have had it. Obviously, Tiger's most high profile, but Tiger's had that's compounded with a lot of other things. But in a lot of sports, we'll have a larger JT discussion. But you really hope that he is okay and back to full strength. And this isn't like a
hopefully speedy recovery. And he comes back better than ever. It sounds like he was struggling with that all year, caused a lot of discomfort. So hopefully he feels better and he can get back soon.
He is one of the stars of this era. And if there were any kind of cut short, that would be unfortunate. So hopefully he's back. He's obviously replaced by Shane Lowry in the Skins game. Most importantly,
that's what everybody was worried about. Who's going to play in the Skins game?
He can't. He's out. All right. I think that does it for this Monday edition of the Shotgun Start. SGS Friday 35. Use it abundantly. Knock that 35%.
Sign up for the Bel Air event too. Go to Florida in the winter. We got. Will would have been crushed if we didn't sneak that in. We've got a great event down in Florida in the Tampa area. Escape winter. Go play some golf. I think there's some tack-ons. There's all kinds of other pieces to the event. Go experience experience Florida in the winter. There you go. Where do you sign up for that, PJ?
thefriedegg.com/events, I believe.
There you go.
There you go.
Can one of you listening right now sign up for that so you have a Wednesday podcast so Will hasn't murdered one of us for forgetting to talk about that? Please sign up. So
it's like the same week as the Lightning are playing outside at Raymond James and one of the NHLs.
Tampa. I
got Tampa facts. It's good. So go watch the Lightning. I think it's Lightning Bruins at Ray J under the Florida sun, and then go play golf.
Oh yeah,
I hope Shador gets this touchdown in so that it's just Shador mania.
My prediction was wrong. Yeah, there we go. All right, everybody enjoy your Mondays. We'll be back with you on Wednesday. Talk to you then.